Hello and welcome to issue 100 of Build the Millennium Falcon. This is the final video, the finale. After 2 years, we've finally hit that point. There's not much else left to do on the Falcon. We are finally here. 2 years, guys. Think about what you've done this past 2 years. Okay, for me, I have moved house twice. I've got engaged. I've changed jobs. I have, well, Star Wars related. When we started, we didn't know much about Force Awakens, and that's been released. We're just about to have Rogue One come out. Just so much has happened. Politically, it's all gone weird. A lot has happened these last 2 years, and so that's why I did that countdown of all the memories of about 2 years ago, or at least over a year ago, apart from the one. Just to remind people, make people feel nostalgic, that it has been 2 years of our lives that we've been doing this. So that's why I did that, and 2 years, we're finally here with the final video. I'll have a look at what comes in issue 100 in just a second, but just want to say that the instructions for issue 100 are all the parts I talked about last video. All the leftover sprues are in this issue, so if you were a bit unclear about where they all go, the instructions are in issue 100, so don't worry about that. Also, I forgot to mention, in issue 99 and issue 100, we get the finishing painting guides, which I'll just throw up here. They cover the bottom, the top, and the sides, and they give a nice kind of detailed photo of how the paint should look, or not how the paint should look, how the paint looks on the official model. If you want to copy it exactly, these are perfect for you. If not, and you just want to use it as a rough guide, they're also perfect for you. It's your Falcon, paint it however you want it. But they did come in the last 2 issues. So like I say, not much left to do really on the Falcon build, so I'm going to start this video by attaching the side frames. I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Just before I do that, you have to install these 2 stabilizing frames here so that the top doesn't crush the interior. And when they're installed, you attach the side frames like this. Okay, when it came to attaching the top of the Falcon to the side frames, I really struggled. This is a little bit of footage I got, but I really did struggle. So I stopped filming and I really focused on that. The next thing we're going to look at is attaching the side panels, starting with this one here. So you can see a bit of the paint job that I've done here, and basically this part just slots into this part here. You just put glue on the tabs and push it in place. Make sure you really push it down so the glue sets. And when it's all done, it will look like this. The next side panel is a bit more complicated. It's this piece here, and you need the button that we looked at a few videos back. You push the button in this way so the thin part is showing on the outside of the panel. And then what you do is you get the blue button and you screw it in place. Now, I wasn't brave enough to screw it on camera, so here it is all installed. So what you do then is if you push this button and the lights work and the ramp goes down. My ramp is a little stuck. There you go. See, it's going down now. A really, really nice on-off switch, has to be said. It's subtle. It builds right into the Falcon. Turn it off like that. Very, very nice. Very, very happy with that indeed. The next side panel is this piece here, which goes next to it. And what you do is you just pop it into the 4 slots like the others, and it fits very nicely in there like that. And what I like about this side panel is that it has an overhang for the engine grille. So those worried that there might be a gap on the engine grille, there isn't, because the side panel covers it very, very nicely. The next 2 panels are these panels here, just to show you that I added some silver onto these parts just to make it stand out from the silver Tamiya weathering powder, and they clip together like this. So the first one you do is this piece here, push it on exactly the same as the others, find the 4 holes on each corner, push it in like that, very nice and tight. Oh, I'll struggle with this one. But when you push it in, you'll see that it also overhangs the grill, so there's no worry about a gap there as well. I really have to push this one in because it wasn't setting. But there we go, it looks like that. Then you get this piece here and you pop it in, and those 2 little circle bits that I just showed you will overhang on the part that we just put in, creating kind of a uniformed big side part of the Falcon, looking very, very nice indeed. Very happy with how that came out. The next piece is this piece here. I added a bit more silver like you see, and then glue the tabs, pop them in the holes. You start to get the idea now. This piece goes on first because the next piece does overhang slightly on this piece, so make sure you do the piece nearer to the airlock first, push it on, and it looks fantastic just like that. And then you get the second piece. This one I added some real silver there to make it shine a little bit, just there. Attach it just like that next to the mandible, next to the other side panel, and it fits in, slots in just like that, looking very nice indeed. And the last bit then is this piece here. I've added a lot of rust to this part, and you just squeeze it in between the mandibles like this. It is a little fiddly, this part, because the mandibles and everything else makes it a very tight fit, but keep persevering and eventually you will get it in securely. Moving on then to fitting the airlocks, you start with these two side pieces here. I've already weathered these up and they've got some nice details there. So the one on my left hand goes on the left, the one on my right hand goes on the right, and you just attach some glue to the pegs and you push them into the holes. Now it took me a while to work out how exactly they go in, and when they push in they have to be flush to the edge of the Falcon. There can't be any part sticking out, otherwise the airlock won't fit in securely. So you just keep pushing until they are nice and flat, and I'm just showing you here the pegs with the glue attached to them before I put in this side piece. Exactly the same, push it in, nice and tight fit so it's flush to the Falcon, make sure it's in, and there we have those side bits installed. Moving on to the main cockpit part here, as you can see I've added some red detailing there and I've weathered it up. Make sure that this bar here is at the top of the cockpit part, and then add glue onto the pegs like this. And get it the right way around and position the pegs to the holes and push it in. Now I had a real issue trying to get this part of the Falcon to go in, and the reason for that is because if you look here, there's a slight gap when this piece is installed. This is one of the first pieces that we got with the Falcon, this plating part here, and it has warped over the last 2 years, making it so that I couldn't quite get the airlock in correctly, and it has left this slight gap. Now it doesn't bother me so much because in my head I can say that was the first piece, it's warped over 2 years, it's kind of like a little unique thing to mine, but I know that it will annoy a lot of you, and it probably should annoy me, but I am willing to let that gap go because of what it means, if that makes sense. But let me know down below if you've had any similar problems attaching the airlocks. On the other side, however, it does attach just fine, and if I press the button here, you will see that the ramp goes down. It looks fantastic. These airlock pieces look brilliant, especially this side with the ramp. And if I just take off the light of the camera, you'll see how the light works with that ramp. Very nice light cast there. Very, very happy with that. So that is the side pieces all done. There's only one more thing left to do, and that is the engine cover. And here we have the finished engine cover for the Falcon. So I just want to just very quickly show you in detail what I have been up to here and the kind of paintwork that I've done without knocking the camera. Okay, so basically this up here, I'll do it this way. Up here is kind of normal colouring as the rest of the Falcon, and then from this first vent obviously it gets darker in these parts, and then from this vent it gets darker going along. So this is this side, just made it look as messy as possible but also keeping it quite uniform going that way. And this is the center. I added some orange onto those coils, those springs, like I said I would. And there's some kind of orange rust dotted all around as well, like this bit here. And then we've got this bit here. Looking absolutely fantastic. I really, really like this piece because you really get to see the mechanicals on the outside of the Falcon, which is great. I also added the the grey paint here and dirtied them all up on those engine vectors. A bit of red paint there which I need to take off, but it looks very, very nice indeed. I'm very happy with how that came out. All the add-ons complete. There we go. So to attach it to the rest of the Falcon, you will need the parts on these sprues here. So you get 8 screws here. There are only 6 holes, but you do get 2 spare, so that's very nice. And they attach with hex keys or Allen keys. Sorry about the plaster. Injury, Falcon related, of course. Yeah, so you'll need a hex key or an Allen key to attach them. But what you do, you very simply just snip them off the sprue. Let's just take one off here. Let's have a little look at it. Probably have to file down that bit there, but you see that it is, you know, got the screw texture there and a hex key. And yes, I know they are plastic, and I know some people have opted for metal ones to keep it secure, but they are quite sturdy and I think they'll do the job. Plus the plastic colour will match more of the colour of the Falcon. So I am going to use these. So I'm just going to cut them all off the sprues and attach them to the Falcon. Here we have the engine cover attached to the Falcon. The pegs on this side here fit perfectly, but the pegs on this side still stick up slightly. I'm not sure whether it's because of a warped, anything warped in my Falcon, but it's an issue that I'm going to look at a little bit later on when the filming is done, because I want to get them flush. But even if they do stick up a little bit, it's not the end of the world, because it is very machinery heavy part of the Falcon. So having these parts stick up actually kind of adds a little bit to it, if you want to look at it that way. So now that that's all done, that's it. And there's only one more thing left to do, really. And that is put the finished Falcon onto the blueprint. And there it is on top of the blueprint that we got way back in issue 1. It looks fantastic, and I am very, very happy with how it has all come out. Very, very happy indeed. I'm also going to be displaying it with these two metal plaques here. They are Harrison Ford's signature and details about the Falcon. Thank you very much to Fabian Ott again for buying those for me. They will be displayed with the finished Falcon. I like the plaques because they add a little extra touch to it, make it a little bit more of a collectible item with those two plaques displayed with it. So I will be doing that. Thank you again. Just a couple more things to talk about, really. Firstly, the part that we actually got in issue 100, which is this remote control here. If I press A, it activates the ramp, which you can't see from this angle. But if I press B, you'll see that the lights go. You can kind of see the lights there. And that is a remote control. It does exactly what it says on the tin. I've attached a little Falcon keyring to mine. It didn't come with a battery though. I had to install a battery. These kind of batteries are the ones that you will need. I'm not sure if Duracell is a UK only brand, so I don't know if that's the same in Australia or the States or China or whatever, but it is those size batteries that you need for the remote control. And the final thing I want to show you is the AC adapter, which I have here. This didn't come in any of the parts of the magazine, as you know by now. You will have to order it separately if you do want it. I am going to be using it because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to take the batteries out of the battery pack, to be honest, now that the thing is all installed. So I'm so glad that I got the AC adapter, because I can just plug it into the wall and run it off the mains. It attaches to the Falcon like this through a little hole in the kind of scoring blasting, which I previously mentioned as being a really nice way of disguising the hole. And that is it. That's it. Falcon's done. Go back to your lives. It's been an absolutely amazing 2 years. Not only building the Falcon, which is something that I think has been fantastic for me, because I've always thought myself as a bit of a model maker, but never really had the guts. So a part work of something that I love was really the way to start on this adventure. And I have thoroughly enjoyed building it. And also making a vlog of my build, the build diary, the YouTube channel, whatever you want to call it. That has been fantastic for me, because I have learned so much through doing this. I've learned about the kindness of people. I've learned about how I can inspire people and also frustrate people, and I hope I've done more of the former and less of the latter. And it's been a wonderful 2 years, it has to be said. It has been an absolute blast. And I'm really sad that it's over. So I hope you have enjoyed the journey. I hope that you've enjoyed my videos, and I hope you have enjoyed building your own Millennium Falcon yourself. Display it with pride, display it in a place where everyone that comes to your house will be able to see it, and that is it. So thank you very much for watching, take care, bye bye.